From Pennsville Memorial High School, we've got Salem County girls basketball between two top teams in South Jersey Group 1 here on what's sure to be an interesting Tuesday night. It's the Woodstown Wolverines facing off against the Pennsville Eagles just south of exit 1C here in Salem County. I'm Dan Wilkins. We've got a good one today here between Woodstown 8-10, Pennsville 10-6. This is an interesting night, and I say that for more than one reason. It was announced, maybe not announced, but it was reported by a source of ours last night that Pennsville head coach Steve Merritt resigned after the Pennsville girls practice last night. That was after we booked this game just about 2 days ago. Athletic Director Jamison Gorman did not offer any further comment on the situation, but what we do know is that assistant coach Robin Effelis will be coaching tonight's game as the head coach for the Pennsville Eagles. But they've got a good chip on their shoulders. They're right now number 5 in South Jersey Group 1, and they've won 3 of their last 4 games, including Salem, Salem Tech, and Overbrook. Now, those 3 teams aren't exactly the number 1 in South Jersey Group 1, but getting a first-round home game for the Eagles would be a great opportunity. And for Pennsville, again, 10-6, they've gone on some winning streaks in December and January, but they're led by their 2 leading scorers, Taylor Bass and Marley Wood. Marley Wood, the younger sister the younger sister of Luke Wood, the left-hander for Pennsville who graduated last year. He was a force on the baseball diamond and also on the basketball court for the Pennsville Eagles. But, of course, the Pennsville girls team has had some success in recent years. So when Steve Merritt resigned, it came as a shock to us. We received the news just a few hours ago. And not only that, he was 28-16 in his 1.5 seasons with Pennsville. He took over last year, went 18-10 in his first season, and they're 10-6 before Robin Effelis takes over. Meanwhile, for Woodstown, with Matthew Smart, they're 8-11 this year. Their leading scorer is Lauren Hengel, and she gets to start at the point guard position. She's got 197 points this year for the Wolverines. That is an average of 11.5 per game, which for the Tri-County Conference, she's doing pretty well. And this is a Woodstown team that started out 3-0, but then lost 5 games in a row to start the new year. And one of those losses was to Pennsville, their divisional opponent, on January the 6th. That was the middle of the losing streak. Cinnaminson, Hamilton, Wildwood, and Haddonfield were in that as well, and they've now lost 3 of their last 4 games. We're going to take a break. We've got starting lineups and much more coming up from Pennsville Memorial High School and the David L. Sahlberg Gymnasium. We bring you back to coverage from the David L. Sahlberg Gymnasium here at Pennsville Memorial High School. We'll take a look at the starting lineup for these 2 teams, again in the top 9 in South Jersey Group 1, starting out with Woodstown. Let's listen to the public address announcer.
Forward, a senior,
Almost ready to go here from Salem County. Again, I'm Dan Wilkins. This is our second of 5 games this week. We've got a doubleheader on Thursday in the JUCO world. NJSIAA Region 19 play between Camden County and RCSJ Gloucester on Thursday. And then we close out the week with Vineland at Clearview in non-conference play before we travel up to Warren Hills on Saturday for a battle in the Hunterdon-Warren Sussex, or shortened for HWS tournament, between either North Hunterdon or Phillipsburg. Warren Hills controls their destiny. They're the #1 seed, and we'll have some North Jersey basketball coming your way on Saturday. It's a chilly night outdoors, but it's nice and cozy inside the David Solberg Gymnasium here for girls basketball on this Tuesday night. Woodstown 8-10 in the road white. Pennsville 10-6 rather in the season, starting a new era here in Pennsville with Robin Effelis as the head coach. They're on the left in their home blues and golds. Referees signal to both sides. We're ready to go. And after a brief delay, he'll bounce. He'll get ready to tip. And we are underway in Pennsville. Gardaschione has it first for Woodstown. Moving out on the left side. Almost lost it for a second. Back to Gardaschione. Over to the left for Hengel. We mentioned she's just under 200 points this season. Here comes the steal. Comes up and in. Taylor Bass, the leading scorer for this Pennsville team, strikes first, and the Eagles lead 2-0. Bounce pass inside. That one gets away. Woodstown able to hold on. Shot from the semicircle, just wide. The center comes down with it, but Gardaschione came up and got fouled. So this will be a shooting foul. Marley Wood will get tagged with the first foul of the evening. First shot, no good. Second shot goes. 2-1. So a layup for Pennsville and then a foul shot from Gardaschione. And it's 2-1. Eagles over the Wolverines out on the right side. Wood turns it over. Goes back to Hengel. And now Gardaschione will get fouled again, this time on the floor, and once again by Wood. And honestly, that's going to be a bigger issue than people might make to think of it as. Just 55 seconds into this game, Marley Wood picking up 2 fouls early. On the right side, back to the top. Moving out to the left, here's a 3, no good, front iron. Gets tipped back up, the forward goes for it, but did she touch it? No. They'll say Woodstown ball, as that one went out of bounds past Lehman. She is the forward with the face mask on. Inbounded out to the left side. Gardaschione, foot inside the line. Moves in along the baseline. Bounce pass. Bounced once. Second chance. No good. Gets her third. No good. Rebound Wood. Woodstown goes 0 for 3. And now a half-court pass. Moving in. All shots, no dribble. Ball comes out. And this will be held onto by Bass. Back out to the top by Wood. Wood moving along the volleyball line. Gets a screen. Now moves out to the right side for Spolin. And this gets turned over. Wide open lane and in. Perry gets it to go, and Woodstown takes a 3-2 lead. Now moving inside the semicircle. Gets a pass. Dumps it off to Wood. She gets fouled on her way up. Not sure about that one. Not that I vehemently disagree or anything. I just don't think the contact was strong enough. And actually, I think they're going to make the right call here, and they're going to call this on the floor. Because that contact I don't think was strong enough to be considered in the shooting motion, and it came a little bit early. So again, they call it on the floor, and now they go back to the Eagles. Burns on the right side. Back to Wood. Passes high, and it'll get knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Spolin. And they will say Pennsville did not touch the ball last. So Marley Wood will inbound this one again. 5:49 to play in the first. Moves up. Burns. Too strong. Rebound by Lehman. Back out to the top. Fed to the left. Here comes a left wing three. No good. Gets knocked down for the offensive rebound by Gardascione. Not a lot of tough defense. Pennsville took a little bit of a too long to get back to it. It's now a right wing three. No good. Back-to-back threes by Woodstown. Fail to go from both Perry and Gardascione. And we'll bring this back up the floor for Pennsville. Shooting from the semicircle. Wood just wide. A lot of missed shots here in this first quarter, but I feel like both offenses are really rushing it here. I can't really blame Robin Effelis, though. Again, she's the assistant for Pennsville that took over in the wake of the sudden resignation of Steve Merritt last night. And again, we did not receive or were granted any further comment on the situation. But what we do know is that, it was the easy decision. Promote the assistant, and she'll ride out the rest of the season. But Pennsville, 10-6. And they only have a handful of games after tonight. They have Shalleck on the road on the 5th, Millville at home on Friday, Pennsgrove on the road, 1-15 Pennsgrove on the road Monday the 9th, and then 3-11 Pittman on the 11th. So if there is any solace for Robin Effelis, as that shot misses, it goes out of bounds. Gardascione guards it well enough to get the turnover. If there's any solace for Robin Effelis, the only game out of the next four, and out of the final four before we go into county and conference tournament play, and then eventually into the Group 1 playoffs, is Shalleck is the only team that's over 500 left on her schedule. As this one does not go from three. Woodstown 0 for 4 from beyond the arc so far in the first quarter. Underhand flip to Wood on the left wing. Moves it back out to the corner. Here comes a corner three. No good there. Back to Wood. Shot was taken by Addison Johnston, but no luck there. Now back to 4:10 in the first quarter. Into the game, Jaden Wilson off the bench for the Eagles. This one gets away. Wood hangs onto it. We stay alive. 3-2, low-scoring affair here in Pennsville so far. Is now from the semicircle. Ooh, might have taken an extra step. Here comes the pass. Long two, airballed it. Tries to save it. She does. Bass with a great save. And that's why she's as recruited as she is, as now Wilson goes in, makes a girl miss. Here's Bass from the corner for three. Throw out your fishing line. You just caught a bass from the corner. It's 5-3 Pennsville as they take the lead. Now out on the right side for Gardascione, with Bass getting her first field goal of the day. The first three-pointer made by either side is now firing that one up. Wood picks up the rebound. She's got 4 in the first quarter. Now moving in again. Wood tried to initiate contact, didn't get either the foul or the shot. I mean, there wasn't enough to get the foul, but she was trying to draw it, if you will, as that shot from mid-range, no good there. Goes back to the Eagles, and Wood will bring this one back up. Under 3 to play in the first. But like we were saying, Shalleck is the only team over 500 that Robin Effelis will have to play for the rest of her regular season. Millville is 7-10. Pennsgrove is having kind of a dormant 1-15 season under their new head coach after Jennifer Denby left. And then Pittman, to close out their regular season at home, they're 3-11 this year. So if any silver lining comes out of this late and sudden news out of Pennsville, it's that Robin Effelis won't exactly have a gauntlet outside of Thursday at Shalleck. Got a kickball violation. Clock stops with 2:31. So we mentioned Woodstown had a losing streak from December into January. Here comes a three, no good. Offensive rebound, gets an open look, high shot, off the glass. Comes back out, and Bass will take it. They lost 7 of 8 games from December 22nd to January 10th. Finally getting some relief with 2 wins over Overbrook and 12-3 Shalleck. There's a three. Taylor Bass with back-to-back triples, this time from the top of the key. And it's now 8-3 Eagles. Under 2 minutes left in the first. Out on the top of the key again, Gardascione shuffles around. This is going to be a 2. That's the longest of long 2s that time from Young. And while it looked like a 3, you could tell that both of her feet were over the line when she took that shot, when she went into that shooting motion. So it's now 8-5, but it's better than nothing. As that shot doesn't go, Young picks up the rebound. Now moving inside. That one just rattled out for Lehman. And Pennsville getting another pass. Can Bass catch up? She does. She goes up and she is fouled. Stewart vehemently disagrees. Not a fan of that call. I'm not saying myself. Matthew Stewart's not a fan of that call. And now Taylor Bass will go to the line for 2. It's the 3rd team foul against the Wolverines. It is the 2nd personal against their leading scorer, Lauren Hengel. We mentioned 197 points. She's got 452 in her career. Put up 2 triple-doubles early in the season. Waiting on a signal here. Yeah, I think what Woodstown's having an issue with here is not necessarily the foul itself, it's who it was on, which would be Lauren Hengel, and she is saying that she was nowhere near the play. And there you go, there's that correction. So they're going to call this foul against Perry. It will not be against Hengel. Yeah, I mean, Stewart wasn't happy about the call, but then he looked up at the scoreboard and saw that Lauren Hengel, she was on the complete other end of the floor when that shot went up. So that's what the issue was, is Bass, after the short delay, makes her 2nd. She's got 7 points. Woodstown now brings this one up with Gardaschione. Ball gets batted away. Got taken away from Young. Pennsville on the run. Now they'll slow it up. 1 minute to play in the first. 9-5 lead for the Eagles. Gets a screen. Bass picks it up on the charity stripe. Ball comes out. Fires it inside. Nice little catch and shoot, but she fell short. And Woodstown gets the rebound. Gardaschione comes up. Right side on the volleyball line. Passes out to Young. Mid-range. Couldn't get the shot to fall from the baseline. Now it comes back out and it's turned over to Taylor Bass as Kendall Young couldn't finish the play. Moving out to the corner. Would have had a long 2. Miscommunication. Out of bounds. That's a tough break there for Pennsville. They would have had a very good, easy basket if Isabel Solon was there, but the pass went just a little bit over her head, and I don't think she saw it coming because it was coming from behind her, and she couldn't really scope that play very well. So we've got 15 seconds left in the first quarter. 4-point lead for the Eagles over the Wolverines. Bounce pass. Gardaschione. Pump fakes. Moves in. Shot from the free throw line is good. Kendall Young gets one back. She'll take a heave, and it's well short. Pardon, the last shot was made by Lauren Hengel. At the end of the first quarter, Pennsville leads Woodstown with just 2 points to spare, 9-7 after 1, here from the David L. Sahlberg Gymnasium. Welcome back to Pennsville Memorial High School. I'm Dan Wilkins on the call in a 9-7 game. here in girls basketball in the Tri-County Conference Diamond Division between Woodstown and Pennsville. 9-7 after the first. Here comes a three. No good from Wood. Too strong. Gets bounced out. Back to the semicircle. And again, Pennsville taking up a really strong 2-3 zone here by Woodstown. As it goes back out. Here comes a three. No good from Bass. Goes back to the Wolverines. Emma Perry will take this one up. Moving back to the right side. Bounce pass in. This one's up and turned over. It goes back to Jaden Wilson, the freshman. High pass. Bass, no contact. Ball comes out again, and the ball moves down the court again. Wolverines, 2-on-1. Gardasquion almost got it wedged. And another scramble, jump ball. With 7:01 left in the second, just a minute gone by. Back out to the right. Here comes a three. Airballed it. Goes back to the Eagles. Here comes a pass. Another one deep down the floor. Here comes a three. Left wing. Off the front of the rim. Again, I mean, I look at the scoreboard right now, and it's 9-7. Already a minute and some change into the second quarter. These teams do need to slow it down. I think that, honestly, work with Lehman more if you're Woodstown. The threes aren't going. They haven't made any three-pointers in this first half. They need to work on that low post scoring just like that as Lehman ties the game with a nice shot from inside. I mean, that was almost bound to be at that point as Lehman gets her first points. But Pennsville might as well keep shooting the rock as a three from the sophomore. Addison Johnston gets to fall from the corner. And it's now 12-9. So Woodstown only gets a few seconds in the sunlight as they get the game tied, but then a three-pointer from Addison Johnston. And that's returned with a bouncing basket from Perry. So now the scoring is heating up. Again, I think Pennsville's a team that's going to shoot the ball better, but I think Woodstown can still win this game if they play their cards right. I mean, it's only a one-point game as Johnston makes her miss. And she also missed the three shot there as she got a little bit of deception on the defense. Just couldn't get the shot to fall. Moving inside now. Tries to feed it out. Good pass from Hengel there. Here comes a three. Another miss from the top of the key. And a bit of a mistake there as Lehman touched it as it was going out of bounds. Didn't have the right trajectory and ends up turning it over. So 12-11, 5:21 left in the second quarter here from Pennsville. You could see there, you could hear Marley Wood calling a play and then asking for Jada Burns to switch sides. Woodstown now switching to a 3-2 zone. You can see Lehman in that defensive spot up top with Burns now in the semicircle. Ball comes out, tries to rip it away, and that strength from Lehman works wonders as she's able to pick up the jump ball, but this possession arrow will stay with Pennsville. Still a plus nonetheless. As now this will be inbounded by Bass. Or check that, by Wood to Bass. Now Johnston for three, no good. Wood saves it in the corner. Wood trying to get a good stand here. It goes to Burns. She loses it, but it goes right in the hands of Marley Wood, and that's going to be an offensive. No, it's going to be a travel. The referee signaled as if he was going to go for an offensive foul, but he called a travel instead. Not that it makes a worldly difference. It still would have been a turnover either way. But the only difference is there's no fouls on the scoreboard here at the Sahlberg Gym. As that shot from Perry to take the lead, no good. Out of bounds. Pennsville ball. Emma Perry, the senior, 88 points this year. She's got 172 and has contributed in all four varsity seasons. Had a season high of 12 in a 60-28 win over Pennsgrove back on Tuesday, January the 20th, 2 weeks ago. Johnston might have taken an extra step, doesn't matter. Goes out of the hands of Bass, out of bounds. 4:13 left in the second half. Second quarter, rather. That would have been a quick ball game. we got done that quickly. As 4-10. Bringing this one up again. Heyman back out to the left wing. Another missed three. And again, if you're Matthew Stewart, haven't seen any timeouts called by either side so far. As this one goes up, Johnston gets the lay in transition. Great move there by Addison Johnston, the sophomore. But, I mean, if I'm Matthew Stewart, the way I think of it is that the three-point ball is not working right now. Lehman needs to get more shots in the low post, and even Gardaschione can really box out well if you don't make it the first time. There's no jump ball there. I just don't think the three ball is really the way to go here for Woodstown. Here comes another three, and it misses again. They are 0 for 9 from beyond the arc here in this first half, and they just keep taking those shots. I mean, listen, the game is still close. It's 14-11. I'm not going to discount that in any way, but I think Woodstown has to change their game plan here to give more of a fighting shot against a Pennsville team that right now is shooting the rock really well. Woodstown has better defense. Pennsville's got better offense. It's the same story as it was last night with Northern Burlington and Kip Cooper. We're going to have a violation. It's going to be Woodstown ball. I'm not sure if it was a 3-second violation on the offense. Or I don't think it was a jump ball either. I didn't see what the referee's signal was. Doesn't matter. Woodstown ball nonetheless. 3 minutes left in the first half here from the Sahlberg gym. Nice lay, no good. Perry flies in to save it. Now from the baseline, hits the side and the back of the backboard. It's out of bounds, Pennsville ball. Moving it quickly up the floor is Wood. Trying to find somebody. This one gets turned over. Yeah, Isabel Solon couldn't even get a shot off there as the ball just came out as she was going up. Didn't have any clean possession, just slipped out of her hands. But now another miss in transition for Woodstown. Pennsville pushing the pace. A miss. Wood wanted a foul. Goes back to Bass at the top of the key. Moving out to the left. Here comes a three. No good. Racing in for the rebound. This one can't go. And it gets blocked by Bass at center court. And it's blocked again. Can you believe it? Those don't even count as blocks in the stat book because they're not shots. But she just made 2 denials like you're getting a small business loan. Oh, my goodness. Taylor Bass with more denials than Susie Orman, and we've got 2 minutes left in the first half with a 14-11 lead for Pennsville. Back to the top for Bass. Over to the right for Johnston. Back over to Wood in the corner. Guarded by Young. Wood taking her time. Minute 45. 3-point lead for Pennsville. It's been pretty stagnant here in the last couple of minutes as another cross-court pass. Long two. Johnston it was tipped. It was tipped. Goes. Oh wow, that ran out of bounds fast. Ooh. That was touched by Pennsville as it was going out of bounds. And Matthew Stewart again not thrilled. In that case, I don't blame him. I don't hamper on the refs too much, but that was on the baseline, and that should have been Woodstown ball. Back to the top for Johnston. It's Wood. Minute 25. Ball comes out of the hands. We've got a foul. It's going to be on Lehman. And almost 7 minutes into this first half, we've got our first foul. Of course, it'll be on the floor. Bass to Johnston. Over on the right side. Johnston moving in, lays with the right hand after dribbling with the left. It's no good. We have a timeout by Matthew Stewart. So Woodstown calls their first of the day, and it comes with just over a minute left in the second quarter. It's a full timeout as the head ref makes sure that's clear as we've got 1:05 left. It's a low-scoring affair here in Salem County. It's Pennsville 14, Woodstown 11. Welcome back. Let's take a look at those two rejections by Taylor Bass. There was one there was the shot that missed, and then as she's coming back, here comes Woodstown. Pass blocked by Bass. Then they get it back. She races down the floor and blocks it again. Unbelievable stuff as we come back here with 1:05 left in the second quarter. Again, a low-scoring game, but Taylor Bass not only had that defensive highlight, but she's got 7 points, including 2 threes. Lehman, bounce pass. Gardascione, we talked about her offensive ability to draw those fouls, and that's exactly what she just did. Moved into the low post. Even without the size advantage, she now goes to the line for the 3rd time today. And Gardascione will look to cut this lead to as little as 1. All 5 Woodstown starters have points. And all of them have 2 now, except for Perry with 4. So make that 14-12. 48 seconds left in the first half. Good. So again, Matt Stewart only used his first time out there just a few seconds ago. As a pass over to Wood. Came over from the forward. Again, freshman Jaden Wilson. 35 on the game clock. Moving up. Bass ran out of room, but no contact. It's clean. We go back to Woodstown. A field goal gives them the lead, no matter whether it's 2 or 3. They're down by 1. Goes out of bounds to the Pennsville bench. A bit of an awry pass that time by Talia Gardascione. 59 points, 42 rebounds for the senior. 23 steals in 18 games, averaging just over 1 per. Gardascione establishes the pivot foot, now goes back out. Bass almost had another rejection as it goes in. We're going to have a 3-second violation, and it's going to be on the offense. And I think Lehman was in there for too long, and again, when you don't have the ball, you got to get out of that paint within 3 seconds, or if you're not being guarded. We've got 3 seconds going up, and it's good. That's going to end the first half with a nice basket to end the first, as Marley Wood picks up her first points, and it comes when it matters most to end the first half. So in Robin Efelis' first game as Pennsville interim head coach, she's got a 3-point lead at halftime. We'll be back in 10 minutes. It's Pennsville 16 and Woodstown 13.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well.
The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside.
It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need.
And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives.
If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of dog professional wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book dog wrestling so you can witness true primal fear. Woo!
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Welcome back to Pennsville Memorial High School. We're at halftime, just wrapping up here, as in Robin Efelis' first game as the interim head coach for Pennsville. She leads by 3, 16-13. And even with the sudden change, it has been a strong defensive performance by the Eagles, although the Woodstown Ball Club, in my personal opinion, hasn't done themselves any favors. They're 0 for 9 from beyond the arc, and honestly, most of it's just because they're shooting too many threes. I think that they have a height advantage over Pennsville, so they should use that. I think that, they are still very much in this game. There is nothing that says that Woodstown is out or Woodstown is not going to do well in this game. They're still top 9 in South Jersey Group 1. Pennsville is the number 5 seed as the PowerPoint stand, and Pennsville is Woodstown is number 9. So Woodstown at the tail end of the season, and they have only 3 games left after today. They only need a few wins to get themselves in a first-round home game. So, and they played well versus some really strong opponents this season. So I'm not going to sit here and say that Woodstown is down and out, but they definitely need to change their shot selection. That's the one thing that's going to change going into the third quarter. As we're ready to go, we're underway now in quarter number 3. Taylor Bass leads the scoring with 7. Goes back out to Burns. Bounce pass. Moving over to the right side. And we've got a 3-second violation on the offense. Moving this one up will be Kendall Young. As we mentioned, all 5 Woodstown starters have points. Perry leads with 4. Gardascione has 3. Everybody else has 2. Gardascione moves back out. A little bit jumbled, but back out to the top of the key. Now Young loses it, gets turned over, and now Bass has open field in front of her. She loses it and hands it off to Wood instead. So a secondary accomplice there as Wood with the left hand tried to get the lay to fall. Did not go, and goes back to the Wolverines. High pass, right side. Back to the right wing, over to the left now for Gardascione. Spins around, did not establish the pivot. She'll go up high, almost off the top of the backboard, and it goes out of bounds. Pennsville ball. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on their first attempt. Book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman, 614 Lambs Road. Still no points here in the second half. Moving in, Lehman tried to get the block, but to no avail. Jaden Burns gets her first points, and it's now a 5-point lead for the Eagles. Hengel with a handoff now to Gardascione. Goes back over to Young in the corner. She'll shoot a 3, no good. Now moving in, no good there. And able to finish that one off is Spaulding. Wood on the right side. Gets a screen, chucks up a 3, no good. And a foul on the way down. Jada Burns with a little too much contact there. As that will go out of bounds for the Eagles. 2 minutes gone in the third. Out to the right, Gardascione. Bounce pass. Moving inside. Gets turned over. Here comes Marley Wood. Looking to extend the lead. This is going to be a foul on the defense. I mean, really wasn't anything set for that to be an offensive foul, so that's the right call. They're going to call this in the shooting motion, so Marley Wood will shoot 2. I didn't think they sold Chinese food at the Pennsville concession stand, but at least somebody's enjoying it. First shot was no good. Second shot is from Marley Wood, the younger sister of the left-hander out of Pennsville, Luke Wood. Bounce pass. Young gets blocked by Bass, gets tipped up. Wood brings it down to Bass. Open field. Johnston up. What a move. Fantastic offensive possession. And it ends in a Taylor Bass basket. It goes out of bounds. It's now a 9-point lead, 22-13. But I'll tell you, I mean, Pennsville really on a good run here. And just looking at what they're able to accomplish, Taylor Bass now with 9 points, had 252 going into this game. Three minutes gone in the third quarter. Here comes a three, front iron. Out on the left side. Here comes a three. Johnston blocked. Trying to save it. Ripping it away. It's a jump ball. Take a look at that offensive possession here. Again, once this ball gets turned over, and once the shot missed, she was able to turn it over, gets batted up in the air, and then as it comes down, just what a move here. Johnston got the stop, bounced it, and was able to get the pass. I mean, just really innovative offense there. There's nothing on that shot there. Got a foul on the way up. We'll let that run to 4:19. Kendall Young will go to the line for two. This is Woodstown's third trip to the charity stripe tonight. First shot is good. Our next broadcast will be on Thursday for doubleheader in the NJSIAA circuit. We've got Camden County versus RCSJ Gloucester. And Matt Stewart's going to call a timeout. Young made both shots from the foul stripe, but Woodstown calls their second timeout of the ball game. It'll be a 30, so we'll stay here, and it's 22-15. We'll take a look at the Tri-County Diamond standings, what they have to offer, as Shalleck currently leads in overall standing at 12-3, but they're actually fourth in divisional standing because all three of those losses are divisional. So Glassboro still in second at 12-6. They lead the divisional standing. And then Pennsville, Woodstown, and then at the bottom is Overbrook at 4-13. And then Pennsgrove at 13. So those are your Tri-County Diamond standings. And we mentioned Pennsville right now, top 5 in South Jersey Group 1 power points. As it stands right now, the top 4 are Haddon Township, Wildwood, Palmyra, and Glassboro, which is really interesting that Haddon Township, for the second year in a row, is going to get the number 1 seed in the girls' Group 1, but is now going to get the number 1 seed in the boys' Group 1, too, because Woodbury took a steep drop-off as well. But Wildwood, 2, they've always been competitive. Palmyra, 3, Glassboro, 4, Audubon, and 5. And then 6 through 8 is Gateway, Pennsville, and Burlington City. Those are your first-round home games. Here comes a steal. Getting back into it. It goes over the head. Unable to save it is Hagman. And it's out of bounds. Pennsville ball. Marley Wood to inbound. And then 9 through 12 is Woodbury, Woodstown. So I beg your pardon. Woodstown is 10th in South Jersey Group 1. Is now moving this one up. Wood is going to get a look. Open and in. Spaulding gets it to go, her first. So now all 5 starters on both teams now have points registered in the stat book for both Woodstown and Pennsville. This one goes up, and no good there. Goes back up to Strong, third chance. Again, Stewart wants a foul, but holding on to this now will be Wilson. Will get a jump ball. So 9 through 12, we'll mention it one more time. Woodbury, Woodstown, Shalleck, and Riverside. Then the last 4 in, Paulsboro, Clayton, Salem, and Cape May Tech. First 2 teams out are New Egypt and Maple Shade. Here comes a steal. Blocked. They say it's clean. Wood can't get that one. Oh, my goodness. Not even a bad offensive possession by Woodstown. Just Pennsville doing everything in their power to get that ball back, and that's some great volition that time. Johnston chucks up a 3, airballed. out of bounds with 3:18 to play in the third quarter. And again on Friday, we've got non-conference basketball in Mullica Hill, Vineland versus Clearview. 5:30 p.m. tip-off for the number 1 team in the Cal United at 15-2. Moving it back out, nice move. This time the three is wide left, and Gardaschione couldn't get that either. That is a good play on paper, but it just didn't work in practice. I mean, that play that has a lot of passing across the floor and really involves a lot of misdirection, it involves an execution of making the three as that ball gets batted away. And Taylor Bass really able to give up herself on that possession, bat that ball intentionally out of bounds. It gives Woodstown the possession back, but she doesn't really care because it still keeps the ball from going in the net as Woodstown, she'll try to hold on to it. She gets it out. How about that from Taylor Bass, able to get that one through. Now going up into the lane, no good. Johnston wanted a foul. Really feels like both of these teams dissatisfied with the refs as now Bass picks up the steal. Wide open down the floor is Johnston. Bass is down. And, yeah, she's going to get up, but a little bit shaken that time as she took a hit. Made some contact with a Woodstown defender as she was making the pass down the floor. And now Robin Effelis will call her first time out for Pennsville. So Woodstown has 3 remaining. Pennsville has 4. We'll take a break. 2:34 left in quarter number 3. Pennsville 24, Woodstown 15. Welcome back. This broadcast is brought to you by the South Jersey chapter of the National Adult Baseball Association. Registration is open for the spring of 2026 with 20 teams across 4 competitive divisions. Visit SouthJerseyNABA.com for more information. Back here from the David L. Sahlberg Gymnasium. 2:30 left in the third, 9-point lead for Pennsville. They only led by 3 points at the half, but they've had a dominant third quarter, holding Woodstown to just 2 points. Both from Kendall Young. That ball gets batted away from Perry, and now Cameron Johnston. Check that, Addison Johnston. We'll move that one up. Back to Wood. Moving out. Johnston gets an open look for 3, no good. That one goes from Jada Burns. 26-15 now. Minute 50 in the third. Can't get anything that time as Wood will bring this one back up the floor. Woodstown is 0 for 13 from beyond the arc. Johnston, nice move. The seas parted for Addison Johnston, the sophomore. She's now got 7 points. And Pennsville extends their lead to 15. Out on the right side. Moving in. And a floater from the foul line. Good for Young, rather. She's got 6, 28-17 now. Still an 11-point double-digit lead for Pennsville. Johnston almost traveled, but instead we've got a foul. It's going to be on the Eagles. Really called against Jada Burns. Not a lot of substitutions being made in this game by any means. I mean, Woodstown and Pennsville both have a plethora of players on the bench. over on the left side. Another foul. With 42.5 seconds left in the third. It's the third against the Eagles. It's the first against Taylor Bass. Back over to the top. Fires inside. Loses it. Burns turns it over. 30 seconds now. Pennsville not really in a hurry. And I can imagine this entire fourth quarter is going to be about clock management. Not really worried about the offensive front. You've got that taken care of, but it's keeping Woodstown off the board and keeping that staunch defensive effort. Woodstown looking to hold for the last possession. Instead, we've got a foul. It's going to be on Kendall Young. And with 14 seconds left, Pennsville will still get the chance to hold, but it'll be a little bit easier now getting the inbound. They're across half court. Johnston, 7 seconds. She's able to get it out. Ball turns over. It's out on the sideline. Pennsville will retain possession again, now with 3.5 seconds left. Here we go, last chance. Bass fires. Hooks a three off the front of the rim. That will end the third quarter as a bit of a desperation shot that time from the freshman. Jaden Wilson does not go. But again, for Robin Effelis in her first game, she's now finally got her chance to shine and possibly her first win getting ready. 28-17 at the end of the third. Fourth quarter ready to go here from Pennsville as Robin Effelis looks for her first career win, taking over with extremely short notice for the 73-year-old head coach Steve Merritt, who resigned last night. Again, we don't know the particular circumstances about it, and there was no further comment given to us except from the source, Al Muskowitz, who said that he resigned after practice last night for Pennsville, although Pennsville, given what it's worth, has been playing really well. And I think it helps that, your top assistant gets promoted, a well-respected assistant in the school and on the program. And seems like not much has changed here for the 10-6 Eagles, who look to get their 11th win of the 25-26 campaign here tonight. They won 18 games with Everett last year. As that shot, too strong, Lehman comes flying in. Burns will force the jump ball. Possession arrow should go to the Eagles, and it will. 7:28 left in the fourth. That ball gets out of bounds. Now another chance here as second chance on the inbound for Marley Wood. She'll shake the ball a few times. She's running out of time. Ball gets away. Woodstown ball. Pass was intended for Jaden Wilson. And now we'll have another sub. So Wilson comes out, and coming is Solon. She'll come in the game. 11-point lead for Pennsville. They led by 3 at the half, and they led by 2 at the end of the first quarter. But Woodstown shooting woes have been what separated them tonight, as here comes another 3. Make that 14. Is now getting through the traffic. Wood able to weave around it. Taking it herself. Short of the basket. Here comes another turnover, wide open spaces, but Bass tracks her down. Young, foul. And Matt Stewart finally getting that foul that he wanted. Except they're going to call this on the floor. I thought that was definitely in the shooting motion, if you ask me. Or at least in the start of the shooting motion. But Woodstown does need to draw more fouls. There comes a shot. Good from Perry. She's got 6. My issue is that, again, Woodstown, the thing that's directly holding them back in this game is an inability or an unwillingness to change. And that's not really the player's fault. You know, sometimes it comes down to that playbook and how versatile is it. If you only got a couple of plays, if you've only got a couple of offensive styles, then that's not really going to help you all that much. And I really think that Woodstown needs to see, maybe not the writing on the wall, but look in the mirror and say, listen, we have not done well shooting from 3. There's no use in beating a dead horse about it. Just move inside. We saw there on that last possession, the baseline jumper from Perry was really good. And Gardaschione has had some good shots from inside. Not all of them have fallen, but the progress is there. And then Lehman only has 2 points. I'd like to see her get the ball more, get the ball in her hands, and try to box these defenders out. Even if she doesn't make it the first time, there's your first 3. It comes from Gardaschione. It was a laser on a low trajectory, and now a foul. As Gardaschione makes contact, it's the Wolverines' first of the 4th quarter, and Taylor Bass will inbound. Wood moving up the floor, moves it in, Burns, mid-range, no good, turns around, no foul. Wood lost it. Back to Johnston, gets tipped up. Now an open look. Long 2. No good. Goes back to Gardaschione. She'll use that footwork. Oh, she tried to pass it, and the ball just slipped out of her hands. Here comes Bass. It's good. Taylor Bass. 11 points for the senior, the leading scorer of this Eagles squad. Now moving in here. Over and in. Back-to-back baskets. 10-point game. This is a great offensive performance here by Pennsville. Is now going up, missing short. Gets tipped up again. Falls right in the hands of Hengel, who misses out of bounds. Woodstown ball. And again, just really liking the offensive motions here by Pennsville, but they're getting back on the ball quickly. They are not laying around on defense. They are wasting no time preventing Woodstown from getting anything off here. As here comes Gardaschione, no good. Ball comes out. Burns has it. Bounce pass to Wood. Again, with a win, Pennsville would improve to 11-6. Woodstown would fall to 8-11. We mentioned for Robin Effelis, their next 4 games, their final 4 games before Tri-County flight play, will end up being 3 of them against under 500 teams and 1 of them a non-conference team in the Cal in Millville. As being able to get that one out, Wood is able to stay strong and bring it to Bass. Good move. Wood tried to get it through the 5 and instead goes out of bounds. So this will be Pennsville ball underneath their own basket. 10-point lead, 32-22. 4:37, they're going to get Wilson ready to check back in, the freshman. Here comes a high pass. Back over to Johnston. Johnston with 7 points. Check that, 9. Now 11! Addison Johnston, the sophomore, with a foul, and it'll be an and 1. She has tied Taylor Bass for the game lead. She'll surpass it with an and one, but it's no good. She gets the rebound back. Now a mid-range shot, good! Addison Johnston, 13 points for the sophomore. And that's even better than an and one. That's another field goal added to your range as that just falls out. Falls on top of Wilson, and being able to get it out is Bass. Back to Wood. 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Getting into closing time here from Pennsville. Out on the right side. Shooting off the bounce. No good. It goes back to Lehman, who picks up the rebound. Shot off the side of the iron. Kyla Lehman, 121 rebounds as Matt Stewart calls a timeout. Shot came in from Gardascione as she's got 8. Matt Stewart has 2 timeouts remaining. It's 3:40 left in the fourth, 36-24. Welcome back. Matthew Stewart called another timeout for the road ahead for the Wolverines. They are at home versus Overbrook, at home versus Shalleck, and at home versus Salem Tech all Thursday of this week, then Monday and Wednesday of next week, the 9th and the 11th of February. So this is the last time the Wolverines will get out of Woodstown, and they'll be back home for the home stretch. After a brief two-game road stand, they fell to Millville 46-39. And they are 1-3 in their last 5 games, although they played a very competitive Kingsway team that's 12-7. As here comes a corner 3 from Wilson, no good. Rebound by Gardascione. 3:20 left in the fourth. Gardascione fires it inside. Ball comes out, foul. Again, a bit ambiguous that time as the foul was called while the ball was loose, but the foul must have occurred while the ball was still in clear possession. Moving back over to Lehman. She'll take a 3. No good. Back to the top. Another 3. Gardascione chucks it up. Can't go. Tried to get the offensive rebound, but despite the height difference, Wood knocks out Lehman. Here comes another move. Johnston gets it to fall. She only had 6 points in the first half. She's now got 15 total in a 14-point lead, and now a foul on the floor. Lehman got hit. Wood gave her contact. 2:41 to play in the fourth. Moves over to the right. Here comes a catch and shoot. 3, no good. Still 14 points. Johnston still bringing it up the floor. No contact. The assistants wanted a foul. Effela stayed pretty stoic in that. Didn't really offer a true contest or dissent, but it will be Pennsville ball. Underneath the basket. Still 38-24. 2:30 to play. Stopping on the baseline. Bass. Back to Wood. Wood will still bring this one out with heavy pressure from Young. Now double pressure. Running that deep 2-3 zone there, and now switching into a 3-2 in the middle of the play. That's the one thing I'll give Woodstown good credit for, is that they have been very strong on being adaptable to their defensive zones in the middle of the play or possession. But now Pennsville is holding on. They've got a 14-point lead. They're going to try to get Woodstown out by taking as much time off the board as possible. They're not worried about taking a shot, and we are going to have a jump ball. Wilson wanted a foul, but didn't get it. So now under 2 minutes, and for a Woodstown team that has struggled from beyond the arc and has done so immensely, they're now going to kind of be forced to chuck up a few threes to get back in this game. Minute 45. Young will take one. It's gone. Kendall Young, she's got 9. It's now 38-27. We're going to get a foul here. It's a push on Gardascion. Third team foul. That is her, actually, I'm sorry, second team foul, third personal. And Robin Effelis calls a timeout. Minute 34 to play, 38-27 Pennsville. We'll be right back. Effelis breaks from the timeout as we're ready to go. We've got a final minute, 30 seconds here from Pennsville Memorial High School. 38-27. Kendall Young knocked down a 3. So I should clarify, Pennsville has 4 fouls. Woodstown has 3. But if they want to get into the intentional fouling game, they'll have to foul twice to send Pennsville to the charity stripe. But with how good Pennsville's been shooting from the foul line, I don't know if I'd put all that much stock into it, as they're going to try to get a basket quickly. And it's good from Spaulding. Woodstown pushing the pace. Gardascion, ball comes out. Feeds it to their leading scorer, Hengel, who only has 2 tonight. Has really been shut down by this Pennsville defense. She'll get a second chance, and it's good. So Lauren Hengel gets the shot to fall. Back to 11, 40-29. Still moving through the middle here. Wide open, not a lot of defense. Addison Johnston, wide open 3. That might put this one away. 14-point game, and Addison Johnston, 18 points for the sophomore. We'll have a foul as Bass and Young get together. So Young picks up the foul. That's the 4th for Woodstown. It's her second personal, 4 each. But again, doesn't make too much of a difference with 41 seconds to play, rather. Again, our next broadcast, we've got JUCO men and women's basketball from the Roadrunner Gym in Deptford Township, New Jersey on Thursday. And then Vineland and Clearview, and then now we've got another push. So while that one was unintentional, the result is the same. Pennsville has the bonus, and they'll go to the line. So from here on out, we'll get 2 foul shots. This broadcast is brought to you by the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators. Dog Pro Wrestling is New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying events and nonstop entertainment throughout the Garden State. Visit dawgprowrestling.com for more information. First shot is good by Marley Wood. And her second is good. Marley Wood knocks down both. We've got 40 seconds left, and the Eagles extend their lead once again to their biggest of the day. They now have a 16-point lead. Moving back over to the top. Let's see if Woodstown takes any shots here. They're passing it around. 3. Front iron, second chance. Hengel, no good. Third chance, foul and 1. So that's at least something. Lauren Hengel able to get to the line, looking for the and one here. Trying to bring it to a 13-point game, 45-32. Again, if you'd like to make a contribution to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, you can send us Anything you'd like on our Venmo at DW Broadcasting. No spaces and no hyphens, and one misses. But any contribution goes a long way towards our travel costs and equipment expenses. And of course, never required, but always incredibly appreciated. As we expand our coverage of boys and girls basketball, baseball, and softball across all of South and Central Jersey. We'll be hoping to get back with Matt Carr for the Pennsville baseball season coming up soon for Ed Rager Field. As that one goes. Yeah, we'll have to get back out to Pennsville baseball because we've missed them the last 2 years, so we'll have to make up for it a decent amount. Second shot is good. Johnston, a 20-piece for the sophomore. With 20 seconds left, it's now 47-31. Moving out to the right, Woodstown might take a relaxed approach. No, they do take a shot. That one is blocked. It was tipped, so she's able to keep the possession, and it's good for Young. That'll bring us down to 5 seconds. They'll get it off in time, but she'll hang on to it, and we have a foul. No, out of bounds. With 0.4 of a second left. So all they have to do is quite literally just hang on. The clock's not running. They forgot to start the clock. That was the longest 0.4 of a second you'll see. But Robin Effelis, despite a very short notice, has her first win as Pennsville head coach. Final score 47-33. Your player of the game, Addison Johnston. 20 points, 3 triples. A great performance by the sophomore. And I honestly expected Taylor Bass to have a higher scoring game. But honestly, both teams did a good job of holding down the other's star. The way that I saw it was, for example, last night. Northern Burlington and Kip Cooper boys basketball over in North Camden. Northern Burlington did a great job of shutting down their leading scorer, Gabe Paul. Meanwhile, Kip Cooper did an amazing job of shutting down Quincy Washington, a top 3 scorer in the state for freshmen. So there's a lot to like. But as it is, this was a great game by Pennsville. I mean, they played back and forth, but I think they took advantage of Woodstown's stiffness. They didn't really adapt. Pennsville was able to adapt. And honestly, if you put me in a blindfold, put me on this basketball floor, and told me that one of these two head coaches had played their first game with this team at the interim level, I wouldn't believe you, because Pennsville looked really good out there today. And yes, I understand that promoting your top assistant to the head job doesn't seem like that much of a change, but when you have less than 24 hours to change everything, to go into your first varsity game versus a county rival, versus a good county rival in Woodstown, that is not easy. And Pennsville played an amazing game tonight. Addison Johnson stepped up. Taylor Bass stepped up. Marley Wood had some fantastic defensive stands. And then how about Taylor Bass with all those blocks and denials that she made? They don't even count as blocks in the stat book because they're not shots, but she blocked a lot of passes. She was able to really slash through the defense and find her way to the basket almost every single time. So she did a fantastic job in that regard, and she finds herself right alongside Addison Johnson, who is our player of the game this evening. So that'll be all for us tonight here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Our next broadcast will be on Thursday for JUCO doubleheader action between Camden County College and Rowan College of South Jersey at Gloucester. From our entire crew, our social media coordinator, Haley Mejia, our graphics crew, Caleb Lane, Carson Rosso, and Fisher Giannotti, my producer, Donna Wilkins, my wonderful mother, coming out for the short-staffed crew tonight. I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you on Thursday. Final score, Woodstown 33, Pennsville 47, as Robin Effelis picks up her first win as a short-notice interim head coach. Have a good one, folks.